The Canal Corridor Association launched the Canal Boat Captains Award in 1992 to honor individuals and organizations who have contributed to the success of the I&M Canal National Heritage Area and who have furthered the principles on which CCA was founded. For this, our 25th Award Luncheon, we are honoring several individuals and groups. We are taking you on a little tour of the National Heritage Area, starting on the eastern end of the Canal Corridor, right here in Chicago at a landmark called Pullman. Our first boat captains are Pat and Mike Shymanski of the historic Pullman Foundation. Before Pullman was a local, state, or national landmark, and before it was a national monument, Mike and Pat saw historic Pullman as a treasure and became involved in rescuing the Pullman community in 1967. Pullman, once dubbed the world's most perfect town, was built by George Pullman as a planned industrial community for his Pullman Palace Car Company. Opened in 1881, it was home to over 8,000 in 1885. A diverse community serving all of the needs of the company's workforce, it has a significant role in rich African American, labor, and architectural history. By 1959, with its story slipping away and decaying infrastructure, the city of Chicago created a land use plan recommending the buildings be demolished and the area developed for industrial purposes. The town was almost lost but for Mike, Pat, and others who formed the historic Pullman Foundation. In the early years, with the help of many people and groups inside and outside of Pullman, they were able to save the Hotel Florence, what was left of Market Hall after a fire, and also the former Masonic Lodge building. They felt it was important to get the National Park Service involved, and they reached that goal in 2015. But they didn't retire when the feds arrived. They took on the restoration and interpretation of a series of Pullman's buildings, including the plant manager's house, an executive house, a set of workers' flats, and one of the Market Circle buildings, soon to be open to the public. We honor them today for the difference they made to a unique part of Chicago and the Illinois and Michigan Canal National Heritage Area. Moving west on the canal to its original headquarters, we arrive at the town of Lockport. Our next captains are a group of dedicated volunteers who started the Main Street Lockport organization in 1991 and who have since worked to preserve the historic character of downtown Lockport. Local volunteers stepped forward to make sure Lockport was one of the first downtowns to work with the Upper Illinois Valley Association, now the Canal Corridor Association, which brought the National Main Street Center and the National Trust for Historic Preservation to Illinois to work with our canal towns. Over the last 30 years, they have been the driving force in transforming downtown Lockport, starting with one small change, an annual May cleanup of the downtown called the Clean Sweep. This event immediately brought the community together, both adults and children, as they cleaned debris and planted flowers. Since that modest start, they have created directional signage for visitors entering Lockport, planted 7 gardens, including the Gateway Garden, installed a limestone stairway that connects State Street to the canal, and added event lighting to a historic scale house outside the Illinois State Museum Lockport Gallery to enhance evening events. Not only did Main Street Lockport work to beautify the downtown, but it has worked continuously to support its businesses, bringing businesses together in a marketing effort and asking the city to step up when and how it can assist. Recently, to increase downtown restaurant traffic, a business card was developed, which invited those from other zip codes to eat downtown, resulting in 3,437 restaurant visits. They also participated in our 35th annual passport program, giving out over 1,000 passports. With the help of the local historical society, Main Street created a self-guided walking tour, complete with bronze plaques on historically significant buildings. Our hats are off to Main Street Lockport. Just down the road, or should we say canal, we come to Joliet. 2 Joliet sisters, Kathleen Farrell and Marsha Lega, are responsible for much of the public art throughout the Illinois and Michigan Canal National Heritage Area, especially in Joliet. Kathleen Farrell began first on her own and then as part of the Friends of Community Public Art, which she started in 1994. She and the FCPA can boast of more than 140 historic murals, mosaics, and sculptures that dot Joliet's downtown and neighborhoods. The art tells the stories of the rich history of the people, industries, heroes, and land. The city of Joliet is to be commended for their many years of support. The artists met with local citizens to determine and plan the work that would be in their neighborhoods and train neighborhood youth to assist. The artists were greeted with enthusiasm as they portrayed visual images of prairie, canal, and city life in paint, mosaic, bronze, and steel. This work has generated other benefits, including training and supporting local artists at professional wages, and through both the artists and their subject matter, reflecting the racial and economic diversity of Joliet. Then add to that endeavor the work of Marsha Lega, designer of the 48 life-size Core 10 steel silhouettes of real people who lived and worked in the National Heritage area. Created for the Canal Corridor Association's Visual History Project over the last 20 years, Marsha took on the challenge of working in silhouette form and with Core 10 steel when approached by the Canal Corridor Association to create depictions of real people economically. The goal of the project was to tell the stories of all types of people, including those not famous enough for a portrait or those who lived before photography. Her silhouette work has led to other silhouettes, including the Joliet High School Steel Man. These two artists and their friends have changed the public art landscape and enriched the storytelling of our region. Thank you, Kathleen and Marsha, for your enrichment of this special place we call the National Heritage Area. So far, our honorees' accomplishments have been in historic architecture and community development, downtown revitalization and economic development, public art and community development, and we now turn to recreation and community and economic development. Continuing westward on the canal to the community of Channahon, the landscape gently reflects humans being stewards of this special place. Missey Moorman Schumacher is the mayor of Channahon, which is the local Potawatomi word for meeting of the waters. She describes her town as this picturesque village just off of I-55, a little south of I-80, between Joliet and Morris at the junctures of four waterways, with the DuPage River, the Des Plaines, and the Kankakee River, all forming the larger Illinois River. The I&M Canal State Trail, which is the original towpath, runs through the community, and along with two properties of the Forest Preserve of Will County, form the basis for the efforts led by the mayor and the village to create a system of natural trails and experiences available to visitors and residents. The mayor's goal is to be able to get all over Channahon via bicycle, walking, or running without getting in a car. With good community support, the village has been working on connecting their trails for several years now, and they are working with Manuka and others to connect into a larger regional trail system and is one of the original locations for the I&M Canal bike share. Schumacher hopes countless people will be able to connect to miles and miles of unspoiled land and enjoy each season. Channahon is a haven for bird watching and attracts photographers. White pelicans migrate through there, and you will find swans and bald eagles and many animals, including deer, coyotes, and fox. For her efforts in leading the village's commitment to developing a trail system throughout the community, plus linking to Illinois' largest regional trail system and the I&M Canal State Trail, we honor Mayor Missey Moorman Schumacher and the village of Channahon. Continuing westward, along a section of canal which is known for its scenic beauty, where the canal and river together create inspiring vistas, we arrive in Morris. It's hard to imagine the Illinois and Michigan Canal National Heritage Area without having the vibrant canal town downtowns that are such an attraction, with their unique shops, mom-and-pop restaurants, and year-round variety of events only a stone's throw from the canal itself, plus the many historic, cultural, and natural sites. This describes downtown Morris to a T. We salute the Morris Downtown Development Partnership, or MDDP, longtime Executive Director Julie Applegate, and the volunteer MDDP committees and board of directors for their role in the creation and maintenance of such a place. The MDDP has enhanced and helped coordinate beautification through plantings, helping other organizations, and installing celebration lighting at several major intersections to guide travelers to the downtown, which is 2 blocks west of Route 47. They have created a self-guided historic walking tour of the Morris Downtown Historic Commercial District, are on the National Register of Historic Places since 2006, and have provided historic building plaques. They have marketed downtown Morris through creating a searchable website with a color-coded shopping guide, a map, and an overview of their many events and festivals. The MDDP has been a leader in creating and hosting events through the years, including the Liberty Arts Festival, Liberty 5K Run/Walk, and Home for the Holidays, a 3-day festival following Thanksgiving that ushers in the winter holiday season. They have also helped promote downtown Morris events, including the 3 French Hens French Country Market, monthly summertime cruise nights, commonly featuring 600 to 700 cars, the Grundy County Corn Festival, and so much more. The MDDP's efforts were folded into the City of Morris's work at the end of 2021, so we look forward to working with the city now. A big shout out to the MDDP for the years of making downtown Morris vibrant. Continuing along the canal route, we arrive at Ottawa, 82 miles west of Bridgeport and the eastern terminus. It took a long time to build the I&M Canal. The U.S. Congress authorized its construction 200 years ago on March 30th, 1822. The first shovel of dirt was moved in 1836, and the canal began operating in 1848. That's 26 years from authorization to operation, and as it turns out, restoring water to a section of the canal takes almost as long. Ottawa's former mayor, Bob Eschbach, first advocated for water in Ottawa when he became mayor in 1999. He remembered his father's stories of boating on the canal. That section of the canal had been dry since the Depression, when the city promoted a make-work project, filling in the lateral canal after the I&M was replaced by the new Illinois Waterway in 1933. The newly elected mayor was quoted as saying, "You know, a canal without water is like a ham sandwich without the ham." And in 2000, rewatering the canal became part of Ottawa's first comprehensive plan. Fast forward to 2008, when the Ottawa Canal Association was created to preserve, restore, and protect the canal. Arnie Banstra, assistant city engineer at the time, led the charge, and the group set their eyes on the Ottawa Toll House, which was recently restored by the Illinois Department of Natural Resources and is the only extant toll house along the canal. The group refurbished the interior and opened the toll house. Back to the hard part, the water. The city and the organization engineered a plan, sought permits, negotiated free labor, and raised money. And in April of 2021, 21 years after Mayor Eschbach presented the idea in the city's plan, water flowed in 8 blocks of the canal through downtown Ottawa. In June, partners gathered while Banstra paddled his kayak past the toll house and cut a ribbon strung across the canal for the dedication ceremony. Since then, the water was drained, as there have been some needed modifications identified, but the current city administration is on track to rewater the canal this spring. Infrastructure was hard for the young state of Illinois in the 1830s and 40s, and it's still hard today. We salute the tenacity of 2 administrations of the City of Ottawa and the Ottawa Canal Association, and look forward to development which will come as it did 175 years ago. We end our trip today in the heart of the canal, talking about the canal and the towpath itself. There are some jobs that are just thankless jobs. There is never enough money to accomplish everything that needs to be done. You answer to a multitude of people with different agendas, all lobbying for different priorities or outcomes. You're at the mercy of the weather and many other things way out of your control. Well, that's how we would describe the job of I&M Canal Site Superintendent. And then there are people who get up every day, go to work, and do their best with what they have to work with. Those who are determined to leave only after making someplace better than they found it. And that is how we would describe Dan Bell. Dan Bell has a long history with the canal. His family, from his grandparents on, grew up along the canal in Morris. They lived and farmed near it. In college, he earned a Bachelor of Science in History. While in school, during the summers of 1985 and 86, he worked as a conservation worker at Gebhard Woods State Park. After college, in 1988, he was hired full-time with the Illinois Department of Natural Resources on the I&M Canal. 4 years later, he became assistant superintendent of the I&M Canal State Trail. Then in 1993, he became superintendent. He is now in his 29th year as superintendent and his 34th year with the park. As superintendent, Bell is in charge of the day-to-day planning, restoration, building, and maintenance of 62 miles of the canal from Channahon to LaSalle. He's also responsible for other parks, Channahon State Park in Channahon, the official trailhead for the Illinois and Michigan Canal State Trail, William G. Stratton State Park in Morris, and its boat access to the Illinois River, Gebhard Woods State Park in Morris, and Buffalo Rock State Park in Ottawa. In addition, Bell works with communities, nonprofit groups, volunteers, and large corporations up and down the full 96-mile length of the canal, as well as state and other agencies. Dan has a hardworking, dedicated staff, and he's proud of the many projects they have accomplished each year. They constantly repair, replace, and restore sections of the historic trail, locks, bridges, and other canal features. Plus, they groom the trail and clean up after storms the best they can and maintain restrooms, picnic, and camping areas. Dan is one of those people who makes things happen and who are usually unnoticed by the rest of us because they work behind the scenes. We salute him for his dedication. He has gone above and beyond what anyone would expect. We thank you, Dan. We end by thanking all of those who have contributed financially and with their time and expertise to these efforts. It does take a community of people to create and maintain a vibrant national heritage area, and we are truly grateful for your continued support. Thank you.